Welcome to another episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. Today we are welcoming on Ellington Peek. Ellington was an individual that we had the honor of inducting into the Cattle Marketing Hall of Fame in Dodge City a few weeks ago. And we are bringing Ellington on to share his story, a little bit about his life, his journey, all of the things. This is going to take the same formatting that our last one took, having a Hall of Fame individual on. We are going to first and foremost start with their induction speech. They had an individual from their life introduce them, share a little bit about their story, and introduce them as an inductee. And then Ellington gives a short speech at the ceremony. And then Ellington and I have the honor of sitting down and doing an interview and talking a little bit more about his life for a few minutes as well. So let's go ahead and hop into that podcast episode. But before we do, if you guys could take a second to like, subscribe, rate, review, do all of those things, we would really appreciate it here at the team. Let's go ahead and get into Ellington's induction and the rest of his story.
I would like to welcome Dwayne Martin Jr. of Martin Livestock from California to introduce Ellington Peek.
Well, I'm not quite as polished a speaker as Johnny or Celeste, but this is quite an honor to introduce somebody in our industry that is truly, truly a legend, and as Johnny said, an icon. Nearly 50 years ago, I started going with my father to Shasta Livestock Auction. Ellington was always on the block or behind the bullboard, talking about the cattle in the ring, pointing out the consigners in the stands, or taking bids with the Shasta ball cap half twisted to the side, half cocked. He was so wound up into what was going on, he didn't even realize it was twisted, and I suspect really didn't care. Ellington Peek was born in Stockton, California in 1928 into a family involved for generations in the livestock industry. His grandfather was a cattle rancher, and his father, Ellington Sr., was a highly respected cattle buyer. As a boy, Ellington spent a lot of time with his dad procuring cattle to drive or haul to the slaughterhouses in Stockton. He worked the ring in many auction barns across the state and bought cattle for a meat packer. At a dance in 1950, he met Betty Gomes, a ranch girl from San Andreas, and they were married that year. He was always proud to say that he bought cattle at an auction yard in Siskiyou County while on their honeymoon and made enough to pay for their trip. After a stint in Korea, serving his country, Ellington came back home, resuming buying cattle and trading cattle in California and Oregon. Ellington and Betty had 4 children, Andy, Callie, Lori, and Brad. Betty took care of the day-to-day family responsibilities while Ellington was on the road. And according to the kids, he was on the road a lot. In 1955, Ellington was asked to run the Susanville auction yard. While there, he learned the Shasta auction yard in Anderson was up for rent. So with a $3,000 bank loan in hand, Ellington and Betty signed a 3-year lease and started working for themselves. After the lease was up, he couldn't convince the owners to sell. So Ellington took an offer to build and manage a new auction barn in Red Bluff, California for Producers Livestock. After a year working there, Ellington decided he needed to work for himself and run the business the way he best see fit, for himself and the ranchers that trusted in him to market his livestock. After that, Ellington and Betty bought the old Shasta yard and started Shasta Livestock Auction. They quickly outgrew the facility in Anderson, and in 1966, Shasta Livestock Auction moved to their new facility in Cottonwood. It became the highest volume auction yard west of the Rockies and one of the largest in the country. The business evolved into a true family-run business. Andy and Callie started working at Shasta in the 70s, taking on the roles of yard manager and office manager. After Andy's passing, Brad took the general manager role. In 1989, Ellington joined Johnny Rogers of the Stockman's Market to establish the Shasta Stockman's Livestock Video Auction. At the urging of Andy and a lot of the local ranchers, it would eventually become known as Western Video Market. Today, the company is one of the industry-leading leaders producing cattle auctions throughout the western United States that are broadcast on the internet and Dish Network to national audience. Shasta Livestock Auction closed in 2021 to allow the family time to manage, put their focus on the company's country sales and Western video market. Ellington has been recognized for many contributions to the livestock industry, including being named the 1993 California Livestock Man of the Year, receiving the 2007 Chester A. Reynolds Award for the Western Heritage and National Cowboy Museum, and the 2009 National Cattlemen's Foundation Beef Industry Vision Award, along with Johnny Rogers for livestock marketing. In 2021, Ellington was recognized as the Livestock Marketing Association Icon Award for his remarkable impact on the livestock industry. Beyond his accomplishments and success, what truly makes Ellington so great is his humbleness, his loyalty, and his honesty. This man has the innate ability to make everyone feel as if they are just as important as the next guy. It doesn't matter if you brought 5 head to the sale or 500. If you were there to buy a baby calf or 10 loads, if you were working out back at the sale yard bringing cattle, or the cowboy on the ranch bringing them to the scale, or the truck driver hauling them in and out, you were as important as anyone else to Ellington Peek. He was always there with a smile on his face, ready and willing to shake your hand. And his impact on the livestock industry is not done yet. At 97, he is still repping cattle on Western Video Market, and he is in the Shasta Livestock auction offices practically every day. He is still eager to offer his time and knowledge to everyone in the industry. They say, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. Well, I truly believe that Ellington Peek has never worked a day in his life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce Ellington Peek.
Well, it's really nice to see all the people here today. I'm a little bit slow and a little bit old, and I'm not a very good talker, but anyhow, I appreciate what they said. And I do appreciate all the people here tonight. It's something. Anyhow, I have been in the business a long time, and Johnny Rogers and I got in the Western livestock auction business, and we've done real good there. And before that, I order bought for most of the biggest feedlots in the country. Did a lot of business with Momford and Simplot, and way before that, as a kid, Bill Moffett, who you guys probably wouldn't know, but Nevada and California, he had more 3-year-old steers. He'd run on grass, and then he'd kill them. And that was in the 50s and early 60s. But anyhow, I wouldn't have had my success I had if it wasn't for my family and my employees and everybody else. I had three of the best auctioneers in the country, and Johnny Rogers and Maxie Oliveira and Rick Monte. Anyhow, I'm not a very good talker, but I appreciate all you guys have done, and let's have good markets from now on.
Everett, well, thank you for being with us today. Welcome to the podcast. We inducted you last night into the Hall of Fame. It was a great ceremony, great to learn more about you and all your friends and everything. It was a wonderful evening, and we're excited to have you in the Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. I was surprised, and it went over good.
Yes, it was extremely well deserving for you and the career and impact that you've had in agriculture. And they tried to put a little bit of it into a page that was about 10 font size, and you probably could have made a whole book out of your story and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
I actually did write a book and about ready to write another one.
that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, I got one.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna have to add that to my reading list so that I can get after that as well.
I'll send you one.
Oh, amazing. Perfect.
This is my bookkeeper and my daughter, and
Everything else in between.
yeah, she just keep me straight. I got two daughters. I had two boys, one passed on, and Brad is here. But she's a bookkeeper for a company and everything. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Tell me about the start of your business and what that looked like and everything there that you've left.
Yeah. Well, I started around 1920. My dad was a cattle buyer,
Mm-hmm.
and I would work at the stockyards at Stockton, and I got to meet all these people, and I worked there, and then 2-3 sale barns every week. That was it. Around that age, and I ended up going to service for a couple of years. Got married, come back, went back to work for Washington County Commission Company for a little while, and I'd go work the auction yards too, and then one fellow that really helped me. His name was Bill Moffett, and in California, and he was the one big operator. Ran thousands and thousands of big steer, had a packing house, and he bought a lot of cattle. And he gave me his draft book, and I felt so happy to have it. And I started buying cattle for him. And then one thing led to another. Simplot and Montford or other people, other big operators, a lot of different figured out. And I did that a little bit, and then a chance to rent a sale barn came up. I ran one in Anderson, California. The people were retiring, and we were there a year or two, and there wasn't enough room. We overflowed the pens all the time, and so we ended up a few years later building one. So I sold few sales of 7,000 there. That was too many really, but we used to have some big sales. And then I did a real big outside deal. And I've had some wonderful guys work for me and still do outside. And my family still with us. And we're really fortunate. And I had 3 real good auctioneers. Rick Machado, Max Oliver, and Johnny. That's here it is. And so I just kept buying cattle and trading cattle. I got to know lots of people, and I guess that's about it.
You're 97 years young. What's a memory that you'll never forget from your time in the industry?
Oh, I always remember when I got married. That's
That's a perfect answer.
I had a wonderful wife, and she ran the Western shop. We had a Western shop.
Oh, amazing.
And she did real good there. And she passed away this last September. But we were married 73 years. And I was a boss of it. Take that back.
I know she's looking down on you right now, just shaking her head at you.
Yeah. And her daughter, she can straighten me out. So I had a pretty good life and got to know a lot of people and went a lot of places, and would miss it for the world. And this is a great event here, and it's an honor to be here. And they put on a very good show.
Yes. Watching you in the audience, your face is just a light. This seems to be.
I was thinking about bidding if you. They'd have to put them back over.
They didn't let you come in and buy a number? I think that would be a little above the weight limit that your bag is allowed to be at. It's just a few pounds above 50. I don't know if TSA would quite approve that. Oh, too good, too good. How does it feel to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? What is that kind of like for you?
Oh, it feels real good. I got a lot of honors in my life, and the biggest one I ever got was Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City. This rate's right close to. We had a lot of people here last night. Howard, Oklahoma City, we packed it that time. But anyhow, it's a great honor. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I guess I'll take it.
Well, who's kind of throughout your life, what has been the impact that you have wanted to leave on the industry and continue to do as you walk through your life?
Well, I just like to make it better.
Yeah.
And that's what I always wanted to do. And I don't know what I've done, but anyhow, I just, and the winners here that do a wonderful job. Don't you think, Al? Yeah. Very hard to beat their operation.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And we're honored to induct you into the Hall of Fame and
good.
have you out with us.
Now I'm going to have some history from you.
Yes.
Where were you raised at?
Northeast Kansas. So I grew up my dad has a cow-calf operation north of Lawrence, about 45 minutes. So grew up out there. Yeah, absolutely. My husband and I live in Manhattan now, though. So we're on the east side of Manhattan out there.
So you always raised some cattle?
Yes. Yep. We've had cattle my entire life.
Yeah,
I've had my whole life. I can't think of a day that we didn't have cattle around, and I can't think of a day that we ever won't have cattle around, even if it's just to be in the back.
You know, just like her daughter, she's in the cattle business. They got the ranch that she had, and they got 3 little boys, and what are they? 8, 10, and 12, something like that.
Wow.
And boy, they're cowboys already. So it's going to stay in our family.
Yes. How does it feel to look down on your grandkids and see the legacy that you're leaving there?
I'm proud of them, yeah. And we've been a close family. We haven't had many problems. But I've been treated good, and the business is wonderful, and you're doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I would love to hear any thoughts or advice that you have for the next generation of agriculture, the next generation of auctioneers, the next generation of people that's going to continue to bring these businesses forward.
Boy, I don't know. The auctioneers all getting better, and it's all getting better.
Yeah.
And just make sure you're a good person and doing the best you can for the industry.
Yes.
That's
the perfect way to round everything out. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time today and being here and supporting not only what we're doing here in Dodge, but gosh, the legacy that you've left on the industry has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Oh, it's an honor. Thank you so much.